if you're feeling, down, like you got to be able to like, work, like, just like and get past it. Like there's going to be some things that get in your way and you can't stop that. I get that, but don't fall so far back that like you can't get out that hole, like that sunken place. Do not become stagnant. Do not let people around you tell you that you cannot do it. If they do tell you, and you feel like they're wrong, they probably are.
One, two, yeah. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, sir, you are tuned in. This is for the SB1200, ASR 10s and NPC heroes. This is for the crate digging, loop getting, sound manipulators, the Fruity Loop reasoning machine innovators that pump the bass and frequently freak the kick in a stand till it slaps in your speakers. The sound providers that make sure the song is tight. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live. Shout out to the producers, beats grinding live.
Welcome to the Beats Grinding Life podcast with your host, Siren, a weekly interview podcast with inspiring music producers, where every week you will learn from a different music producer how to potentially take your music career to the next level.
What's up, Beat Grinders? This is another episode of Beats Grinding Life. I'm your host, Siren, and today we got with us from the Ratchet Gxds, JFK.
Yo, what's up?
JFK is a music producer, sound designer, keyboard player, iStandard showcase winner, and 1/3 of the production team, Ratchet Gxds. His production can be heard all over the new Kaydence album, Pen Piper. He has collaborated with multi-platinum producers like the Olympicks, Hitboy, 1500, or Nothin, DJ West, and many more. Yo, what up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Siren? How you doing, man? Just happy to be here.
Man, I'm happy to have you up on here, man. It's a pleasure to have somebody of your stature up on the show, man. You know what I mean?
Man, stop it, man. That's the guy.
No, seriously, man. I mean, somebody that, I can learn from, that everybody else, all the beat grinders can learn from, a ratchet god,
Man, I appreciate that, man, really.
No doubt, man, no doubt. Well, man, I just read a brief intro of you, man. If you can just explain a little more about yourself to the beat grinders, man, that'd be great.
Yeah, man, like I'm JFK. I'm 1/3 of the Ratchet Gxds, as you know. Got my starting with the fellas actually about a year and a half ago. Yeah, like life was pretty bland for a second, and then I got the call from Sound Junkie, and he let me know. He said, hey, we dig your sound, and I joined up with the team. He's like, can you join the team? I said, yeah, man, of course.
Dope, man, dope. That sounds like an honor.
Yeah. Oh man, it is huge. I thank him all the time.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. It's kind of life changing. Well, you did say it's life altering, so.
Yeah, big time. Like I basically wanted to give up. I think every producer has those moments. Like we spend our time like beating ourselves up, having self-doubt.
Yep. And
that was a big time. Like I just wanted to give up, and then if it wasn't for that call with Junkie,
wow,
I would have. I probably would have stayed getting up. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you wouldn't be on Beats Grinding Life. You wouldn't be on the Kaydence album.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I'm sure we're gonna hop into that a little later on in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
So you let us know about Junkie giving you a call and inviting you into the clique, man. But I want to know, like, how did it start for you, man? What made you want to start this music production thing?
Well, all right. So, like, I was, I never learned how to read music. I was self-taught. I taught myself how to play the, piano at 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I would play, like my parents kind of saw what was happening, and they would like kind of invest in my talent by getting me, keyboards, and then they would, get me a bigger keyboard, and then I would get better on that one, and then they would get me a new one, and then I would just, I got better and better. Well, like I'd say about 17 years old, I was with my cousin, and my cousin, architect. I don't know if you know him by name, but Shorty Low,
Yeah.
the artist Shorty Low. You know the song that he came out with, Dano.
Oh yeah.
He produced that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
like that was a rough situation
What's his
too.
name?
That architect. He
Okay.
shout out to my cousin architect. He did that beat. He got kind of shifted on the situation, but yeah, that's a whole different story. He had me in the basement while he was playing this little beat machine. I forget what it was. I don't know if it was a Yamaha situation or it was something. It was like this small little beat machine, and he would just like program drums on it, and then you could record the drums on it. And I played on this little keyboard, along with it, and it recorded onto that machine. And it was like the corniest beat that you could ever think of. But I was super intrigued after that moment. So we started going, further and further, and like I started learning more about it on this software called Cakewalk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
That's we did Cakewalk, and then I was like introduced to like FL Studio, like when it was like its second edition. Like I was finding how to work that out, and like I fell in love, man.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, I want you to go further back, man. I want you to go back to you learning the piano, because a lot of kids growing up, man, they hate going to piano lessons.
Right.
What made you want to what made you want to pursue the piano?
So my mom, she bought my sister a little typed piano. I don't know. It's like this little. It looks like these. It's like they're like little key hammers, and they just hit these xylophone styled keys,
Right.
and like they're multicolored. And I accidentally hit two notes at the same time, and I kept hitting those same two notes like over and over again because they sounded familiar into like a song that I've heard before. As I kept hitting it, I was finally remembering that it was the beginning of the song Chopsticks. It's the classical song Chopsticks.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so I was playing that, and like I practiced that over and over again until I got it right.
Right.
On this little piano. Like my mom saw, and so they bought me a bigger keyboard, and I started learning on myself. Started playing songs with my cousin, and then I started bringing this keyboard to school, and it was just just playing
Wow.
it, and it was fun.
That's
And
awesome.
then that's how it all started.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
that's what's up, man. Wow.
Yep.
Man, it led to you doing big and awesome things, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, it sounds like the first official software that you had was that Fruity Loops too. Is that right?
Yeah, no, it was actually
Cakewalk. Cakewalk.
Yeah,
My
Cakewalk.
bad.
Yeah. Cakewalk was the software. Like that one, like I was I was in another basement with a friend, and they he just showed me like how to record me playing, what keys I would play, and then he showed me how I could edit those, those keys, and it's through MIDI. I'm like, how does all this work? This is strange. I'm so used to having to play everything, straight up note. I wasn't used to quantizing keys and
Right.
making sure I could edit. If I messed up, I messed up. That was
Right,
it.
right.
But these you can edit these keys. I'm like, oh, okay, this is amazing.
Right.
So, yeah, that was my first one.
All right, man. Dope. All right, man. Well, when you first started making beats, man, and you were down there banging out on Cakewalk, man, who were some of the producers that you inspired to be? Who made you want to do this?
It's crazy. I wasn't even looking at like hip hop producers at the time. It was more so like I was so hard trying to be like Stevie Wonder and
Right.
and Babyface and Brian McKnight, and like it was like I have my family like raised me on so many different types of music. Like my daddy raised me on Pink Floyd and
Nice.
and Steely Dan. So it's like a lot of random music in the household growing up. So I was trying to emulate those sounds more than just like get into hip hop. I wasn't really into thinking about hip hop production, I would say, until like man, it's been, I don't even know which was my first beat that I fell in. I think it was like Timbaland's with Aaliyah's "Try Again."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like that beat, man. Like that was that's I was loving that one.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you just named two producers right there, man. Stevie Wonder and Babyface.
Yeah.
Those are definitely two producers worthy of looking up to, for sure, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. Okay, man. All right, man. Well, you touched on it a little bit, man. But here at Beats Grinding Life, man, we are here to hail you. Because, I mean, you're the man, you're doing your thing. But, man, it's not all about all of your successes, man. It's also about your failures, too.
Right.
So, man, we want to know what tough times have you had? What difficult times have you had that made you want to tuck your tail in and quit and give it all up, man? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. Oh man, I'd say 2014. 2014 was the roughest year of my life. I'd say I lost everything basically. Like I lost my car, my mom passed. I lost 3 jobs. Damn. I lost like money. Me and my girlfriend of 4 years broke up. Like, so everything I you could think of,
literally everything.
Yeah, everything you could think of that brought me joy was gone. So like I was ready to quit. I mean, I did quit. I'd stopped for 2 years. Like I want to say I quit, but a lot of producers, they still hit me up to play keys on there. I wasn't making beats. I'll say that I wasn't making beats.
Okay.
And my computer, my laptop actually, died. Like the motherboard exploded inside, like inside of the casing exploded.
Wow.
And like, so like, imagine my whole world just shattering.
Wow.
So I managed to get that fixed, like the computer fixed for a nice price by Apple.
Okay.
But it still wasn't enough to get me, motivated to make music. I was numb. Like, you when you lose all that, in a year, you become numb to life.
Right. So,
like, a lot of producers, would ask me to like play keys over their works. Some artists would ask me to do interludes for their albums, like Doughboy. Shout out to Doughboy. Doughboy Philly. He put, I don't know if you ever heard of his album, Deuce and a Quarter shit. He came up with this album, and like he produced all the beats, and he just hit me up. He said, I had this idea, I want you to like to do interludes for, every song that I do, so for every song that I'm about to make, I want you to do like a pre-interlude, like the interlude before it. So, like that, and it was such a, a great idea because I don't think I've ever heard anybody do that before.
Right.
Me
neither.
So like I had fun doing this project, but it was just, interludes. I wasn't making beats. I didn't feel like making beats at all.
Right.
And it wasn't until I started working with Sound Junkie. Like Sound Junkie, like put, he sent me a few, records to work with, and I played some keys on there. And then I was like, man, I love those drums. Like, Junkie's drums. Like,
yeah, he's known for drums.
Yeah, his drums is wild. Like, I was like, these drums. He had lost his computer. Mm-hmm. And I know you heard about that in the interview. Yep. Like he lost his computer, and so I sent him money. I paid for him to send me a couple of just a couple gigs of drums. Nice. So he sent me these drum loops, and they were amazing. I'm like, oh my god! So I added them and then put some keys to it, and then he would tell me to send those the stems to the beat that I made to him. Right. And like when one time we just. Him and Kane asked me to come through to the studio, and I was just listening, sitting in. I just sat in and watched how they work, and I loved their vision. Like I loved how everything was going. Their sound was amazing, and I I asked them, on one beat, I said, hey, guys, can I play the keys on this one? Do you mind if I play the keys on this one? And he's like, well, that's what we brought you here for. We wanted you to play. we wanted you to play the keys. Like, what do you think you was here for? I was like, oh, okay, so we played the keys. I played the keys on it, and that song wound up being Kaydence's last song called on Pen Piper called "Dirty Sneakers."
Really? Wow!
Yep.
Wow!
So that's like all that
awesome,
piano that you hear, like that's me and Kane.
That's dope. Wow, that's dope, man. First off, I want to give my condolences to your family for your mother's passing, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I lost my father, man, so I definitely know what it's like to lose a parent.
Yeah,
man.
It's real, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, to lose her and then lose everything else in your life at that point. Sometimes things get torn apart for a reason, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Things get torn apart so that we can put them back together.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like you did that, man. You lost all hope, and you bounced back strong, man. I don't know what the rest of your life was like, but sounds like you were able to bounce back strong and accomplish good things, man.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's a great story, man, and I'm glad that you were able to share that with us.
Thank you. No problem.
Yeah, man. So, beat grinders, man. I hope you guys are paying close attention and just learning the lessons of perseverance. When you feel like you're down and out, you can't do it anymore, just go back and rewind and listen to the story over and over, man. There's power to it, man. All right, man. Well, right now we're going to shift to the other side of things, man. We just talked about your biggest failure and your biggest setback, but right now I want to know, what's the biggest accomplishment that you've had thus far? What's your greatest achievement?
The greatest achievement, I will say definitely Kaydence's album.
Nice.
The Pen Piper. Like, aside from joining the Ratchet Gxds, that was great in itself. Right. But to actually be an executive producer of an album, a signed artist, and it be like the reception that it's been getting, like it's been received so well by our peers and friends and family and just strangers, like people all over the world, like love this album. And the fact that it's been doing, like, we started this, it like with me, like I joined in, I didn't even know who Kaydence was really. So they kept Junkie would keep telling me about Kaydence and how dope she was, and I'm like, all right, so he sends me this track, and he's like, I want you to work on this, and he uses a sample from Belle Biv DeVoe, and like I think it was a Smile Again, and he sends that to me. And I redo the chords, I replay the chords for him, and that wound up being the intro song for Kaydence's album. Like, so it was like, like all this was happening, and I wasn't even aware that that we were working on something big until like mid last year. Right. And then it was just like, oh man, okay, this is going to be it's going to be big. Right. And like as I kept hearing the production and like the songs that we were working on, like get grow closer in the choices that we were making for the records, I'm like, this is going to be huge. Like, this is big. And it was just like, I never felt, so full of purpose, wow, until I did like this album, like, like this, that brought everything, that let me know that I'm supposed to be doing this, like, for the long haul, like, not just like in it for the scene, like, don't, not to talk about, like, I'm not a front man, like the face of anything right, to begin with, but like I don't get into like things for the scene. Like I don't take like a lot of Instagram pictures, and I take pictures of the experience more so than myself. So like it's I feel that this was the thing that made my greatest achievement for music.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. I don't know if I told you this or not, but I mean, that album is dope. I know I got a few of those songs on my playlist. It's on heavy rotation when I work out. I'm always jamming to it, man. The album is dope, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And just to hear your stories of your contribution to the album, it just makes it even more. Just gives me even more of a feeling, man, that I can enjoy that album, man. So thank you for that.
Thanks, man.
And I also like to hear when you said that you had a greater purpose.
Yeah. Oh man, real.
Yeah, man. It's more to it. It's not just about posing for the Instagram and letting everybody know what you're doing, but you're in this for the long haul. You're in this for your legacy, man. So
Definitely.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Okay, man. Well, now I want to know, what does a typical day look like for you? I know that there's no moments wasted, no time wasted, because like you said, you have a purpose, and I'm sure that every time, all of your time is spent constructively.
Yeah.
So if you can tell us what your day looks like, man, that'd be great.
It's kind of weird because I wake up to like a crap ton of texts from Sound Junkie and Kane, like on our group chat. They'll we have like a whole ton of ideas, and we'll shoot out the plan of the day, like what album we're trying to see ourselves on, what project would be the next project, and what is the most imperative project to work on, and whatever that is, we attack that. So I'll get on that. If after I'm doing that, like it's like I said, like you said, like no moments are wasted. Like we're I'm constantly trying to do something. My biggest fear is staying stagnant.
Right.
Like even if my body's still, but my mind is moving, like I'm fine. But like if I'm just sitting there and I'm just stuck, like that's a problem. So like you'll catch me on Instagram, and I know you see my post.
Oh yeah.
Like I just go in, and I'm just like staying, active. If I'm not doing that, I'm trying to promote like whatever that situation that we have going on at the moment, or I'm trying to let people hear some new music. Never let anybody see you stop, or never let the movement stop, because people can sense that. Like if you try to come back after like months of not being around, like and you're not on already, like they're gonna be like, who are you? Like, you gotta start from ground zero again. So I always try to keep the ball running, and it's just like if I'm not doing music, I'm at the gym. Like gotta keep the body going.
Right.
Yeah, like that's pretty much the day, man.
Okay. Well, man, yeah. I love to hear that, man. You said that you wake up with text messages flooded from Kane and Junkie, and you guys are figuring out what's imperative for the day, and you go and you attack it, and you also visualize what albums you need to be on, which is very important. Yeah. All the people that I admire, they do the same thing. They visualize it. They see it in the mind before they make it physical, man.
Yes.
So, great lesson to learn from, man. We can all learn from that and how to attack the day, man. But I'm just surprised that you said that when you wake up, your text messages aren't flooded full of BBWs.
That's a whole different story.
That is a whole different story, man. So
they tell me they love me. I just tell them, I say, hey, as long as you eat your beef stew, it's all good.
Beef stew. Okay. You definitely keep my day going, man. You got to keep that up, man. You got to keep doing it. I love your Instagram.
Oh
post,
yeah, man. Like sometimes, like I honestly get worried, like if I'm stepping on like any toes or anything, like if I'm doing anything wrong. But like it's always it's always love. Like a lot of people are they show me love. So
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So is it real, man? I just want to know, is it real?
Oh, like okay, so yeah, it is. There's realness. Like I do have jokes and like have like seriousness. Like it's like I'm not in there. Like there's some things where it sounds like I'm making fun of them, or like it's none of that's to do. But like it's like there's I appreciate everybody. Like I'm 5'7" and I can't grow a beard, man. Like listen, I take what I can get, man. Is it like if you love me, I love you back, man. So like
Yeah, man. I always think of Redman. You know, he's always on his BBW game talking about more cushion for the pushing. But yeah, man. Well, we can get back to the music, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. This next portion of the interview, I like to call in the studio. I wish I could be in the studio making beats with you, composing with you on the keyboard, on the piano, but we know that can't happen. You're all the way in Philly. I'm all the way here in Portland. But the next best thing is this portion of the interview.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, what's the first thing that you do in the studio? Do you have a set ritual? Do you listen to music? Do you spark up? What do you do?
I sip Henny, man. Like,
dope.
Like that's my go-to. Like, it's there's some people who can work off of a tree. I can't work with tree. That's when I want to listen to music. That's something that I do when I want to listen to music. But like for me to actually, if I want to get right to it, like give me some good old Henny, and I'm good to go. But yeah, like so the typical workflow for us, Junkie might come in with a loop, like some drums that he just been working on. Kane might have some idea like that he's been working on, and like Junkie will lay the drums down, and then I'll come in and I'll lay I can lay the chords in between. Like they call me like like they say I lay the sexy down. Like, that's my purpose on the team is to make things, to make the song make sense, and to say like because Kane, he's the mad scientist, like of the group,
Okay.
He makes that stuff, that futuristic, weird, noise, like those synths, that you just you're not going to hear on anybody else's song.
Right.
And you got Junkie on the other side of the spectrum who does these wild drums. So if you take these two and you bring them together, it's like that's crazy. But there's got to be something that like a lot of people can relate to, can understand in between that. So that's where I think I come in and I add my keys to, so people can be like, okay, now I see what this the song is going like that. That's the little sexy part to it.
Wow.
The ear candy.
Wow, man. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's definitely great. It's definitely a great formula. So,
and it all sounds great. I mean, the only thing that I can compare it to is now I don't even know if I can compare it to this person, but it's Timberland. You guys have that same sound that Timberland had. I think where back in the day, man, Timberland sounded like no one. He gave us that sound that was just unfamiliar to all of us, but at the same time, it still sounded fresh, still sounded current.
We're trying.
Yeah, man. Well, you're definitely doing it, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, man. All right, man. Well, right now, I want to know, what's a not so secret weapon that you have in the studio?
A not so secret. I would say it's not secret. It's Omnisphere, man. That's my like. My that's my baby. Like that's I can it everything that your imagination like if you have an imagination, Omnisphere is the tool for you. Like there's so many things you can do with it. Like it's not just music. Like you can get into some like theatrics with Omnisphere. That's so like you can like do audio for movies with Omnisphere. So like I think that's definitely my not so secret.
Okay. What equipment and software are you currently using right now to compose music?
Aside from Omnisphere, contact libraries. Shout out to Chip Sounds. The Chip Sounds library. I forget the maker of it.
Okay.
But they that's what I use for the 8-bits and 80 or the 8-bit heroes. 8-bit heroes.
Okay.
For that kit is amazing. It's been getting lots of love. Like that's from the heavy hitters. Shout out Focus, Siege, the Olympics. Like a lot of people have been gravitating towards that kit. So I'm happy for that.
So why don't you let everybody know about it for those folks that don't know?
8-Bit Heroes. That's our newest sound collection. You guys, all the producers, musicians, y'all can get that at machinemasters.com/shop. It's an amazing kit. It's got 31 loops on there. From Kane, myself, and Sound Junkie. It's one of a kind. I think there's other people that have 8-bit libraries out there, but they're like kind of like just the bleep bloop sounds. Like, it's nothing like it's like you get the snares from it. You go 8-bit snares, 8-bit hi-hats, 8-bit like notes, but never not like full like loop sounding songs and something that you can chop up and work with or add into the song that you already been making. So yeah, like this was a lot of fun to make. Like when I say it's a lot of fun, like it took us back. Like Kane has this loop that kind of sparked it up for us. It was it's the 8-bit theme. Like that song is amazing.
Okay.
And like he like that just made us all want join in on it. So
I think I heard you guys redid a Janet Jackson song. Is that right?
Yeah. So that song was like I was working on a song. I was listening to Janet Jackson's "Come Back to Me." Like I love that song like crazy.
Right.
And like I was playing it in the studio. Like I was actually like trying to learn the chords. I listened to it. Like that's how like kind of I operate. Like so I can hear a song and then it goes through my head and then I'll play it out on on the keys. Like without having to read music or anything. So it's weird. But like I played that and then then Kane joined in and he added chords to like he added like some synths to it, and then Sound Junkie heard it and he was like, all right, I'm gonna add these drums to it. So he's like, what this should be? He's like, this should be our 8-bit Heroes theme song, like for our promotion. So then like I added, like at first it was just the chords of come back to me, that part. I like I didn't want to add the lead part where she's that
right. Mm-hmm.
Like because that's copyright. Like,
yeah, right. That's the song itself.
Yeah, you can get copyright sued for the melody, not for the chords, but the melody. So I didn't want to have that as a song that we sell. Right. So what we did was when we put the loop back into the kit, like we just rearranged the melody, the melody. Like so we didn't even use the melody that we used on the promotion of the video.
Ah, okay.
So we're in the clear for that.
Okay. Well, I was gonna have you name a contact instrument, but sounds like you already named one.
Yeah, man. So
what else do you have up in your studio? What else are you using?
What else am I using? Let's see. Besides like a crap ton of drums from Sound Junkie, let's see. I don't have much. I use stock. I use a lot of stock Logic.
Really?
So, like surprisingly, like they're like a lot of the keys that you hear are electric piano. That's stock. That's stock Logic. It's all about how you play it, man.
That's crazy. Stock. Wow, that's crazy, man. What kind of hardware are you using, or what kind of keyboard are you using right now?
I'm currently using a MIDI, the Axiom 61.
Okay.
Yeah, from M Audio.
Nice. Okay.
And like that's my baby. But I don't have any like actual keyboards. I haven't had one of those in a while because after I found my MIDI, it was just that was it. Like that was I fell in love with that. Like I could just plug up and go into Logic and then play.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing everything that you have up in your studio and everything that you use. Beat Grinders, if you want to know more about what JFK has, you can go to the website Beats Grinding Life under JFK show notes, and I'll provide links for everything that he just mentioned, along with 8-Bit Heroes. You guys go cop that. I know I have it. I can vouch for it. It's very dope.
Thank you.
Okay, man. Well, this next portion of the interview we like to call In the Mix. We're going to speed things up a little bit. It's like rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you some quick questions and you give me some quick answers. But take your time. If you need a little bit of time to answer your questions, that's fine, because we want well thought out answers.
Okay.
So. All right, man. Well, I want to know, do you prefer making beats with samples or without?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah. Do you prefer making beats with samples or without?
Without.
Okay, I figured you'd say that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, what's your opinion on selling and leasing beats online?
I think if it gets you, your money, that's fine. But don't. I prefer a connection with the artist. I like sitting in with the artist and seeing where they go. Like if these artists buy, they can buy beats online and then not have any connection with the artist or with the producer, and like they can just make any random song. I like to have a bond with the artist, personally.
Dope. Well said. Okay, what's a plugin that you think every producer should have in their arsenal?
A plugin that every producer, I see Omnisphere.
Dope. Okay. Do you have a book that you think every producer should read? And it doesn't have to be music related, but it can be.
I think I don't know if everybody said this already, but like my book that I love right now is J Hatch from iStandard, the Why I Left My Job. That book, that's definitely inspiring.
Nice. I'm looking at that book right now. Not everybody has mentioned it on here, but a lot of producers have. It's a great book.
Shout out J Hatch. That's a definitely good book. Like I love that one.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Shout out Jay Hatch. He's a good dude. Great book. Love it from start to finish, man. Okay. Is there an internet resource that you think every producer could take advantage of that could benefit from, like a mobile app or a website?
An internet resource. You know what? I don't know. Like, if it's not shopping, like there's I go online, like and go to Google and and get like a lot of answers from them. Like there's a lot of forums.
Okay.
On things that I'm asking for. If you're talking about like stuff where to shop, Sweetwater is one of my favorite sources to shop at.
Yeah.
But like that's
2-year warranty.
Yeah,
free.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Okay, well, those are two great websites that you just named. Google, search engine that you can find anything on.
Exactly.
And Sweetwater, free 2-year warranty. They have anything that you want, any kind of equipment that you need. And they always check up on you. They always call you and see how everything is working out for you. I bought a preamp from them, and it went out, and they told me to send it back in.
Yeah.
No questions asked. They just send me a brand new one back, man. It was great. I love Sweetwater. All right, man. Now we get to ask my favorite question. They're tearing down all the faces on Mount Rushmore, and it's your job, your duty to put up 4 new faces up there, man. I know it's gonna be tough, man. But if anybody can do it, you can do it. What 4 producers are going up there?
Okay, so I'm gonna have Stevie.
Yeah.
I'll have Babyface, of course.
Ooh.
Like like he brought in it. And oh man, I'm wondering if I should say because Babyface ran. It's a tough one between Babyface and Teddy Riley.
Oh,
because
okay.
because they both ran the late '80s and the '90s, man. Like that, and they changed the sound of music for a lot of people.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man, I'll say, oh man, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with Teddy Riley. What? Teddy Riley. And I'm gonna go with, of course, Timbaland, and then Pharrell.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, man, that's one powerful 4 right there. That's a heck of a Mount Rushmore right there, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So you got Stevie Wonder, Teddy Riley, Pharrell, and Timbaland.
And I needed Timbaland in there for the drums. Like everybody else are key heavy. They're melodic. True. They're melody heavy. But for the sake of the drummers, I needed Timbaland in there. So.
Dope, man. Dope. Okay. All those guys started their own movement. They have their own sound. They are their own person, their own producer. Sound like no one else. Yeah, man, that's a great 4 to put up there, I think. And 3 out of the 4 of those guys are from Virginia, which I find amazing. They have something in the water over there, man. But all right, man. Well, I want you to tell me, what is the perfect studio session to you? I want you to imagine that you have one artist, one co-producer with you, one engineer, and one random person all in the studio with you. Who's all in there?
Oh man, I can't do that. Like not for a perfect one, not for a perfect session.
Well, look, bro. This is your interview, man. So you get to bend the rules. You pick whoever you want up in there. If it's your brothers, if it's the rest of the Ratchet Gxds, man, let it be. Who you got up in there?
Okay, so if I didn't already have the Ratchet Gxds team, and it was me and another producer. Oh man.
Well, like I said earlier, man, it's your interview. You do this however you want. If you need to bend the rules a little bit, man, and have one as a random person, the other as a producer,
like I can't
fine.
have one without the other. Like, I mean, I've worked, you
know.
Right,
I understand. I completely understand, man.
Those are my guys, my brothers right there. But if I I'll pretend as if I never, if I never met them. Like, okay. So I, as not to offend either one of them.
Okay.
If I had to have somebody else, I always wanted to work with, as like being from Philly, and that I haven't gotten in the studio and actually worked with them. Ant-Man Wonder.
Nice.
And we've he's done drums to a beat that I've done, but it wasn't like anything that like anything major. Like that was years ago. But yeah, like that's like as a person, that's my homie. Like I think that it would be dope to play keys against his style of music, like, because he's like a very his chords are so random,
right? And
I think that would be great key exercise to work with. Artist wise, there's a lot of artists I would love to work with. Let's see. The girl Her. You never heard of her? Never heard of her?
Her?
Oh man, she's amazing. She's so they have her set up as like this an anonymous singer, but I think a lot of people know who she is. But the marketing is that she's this anonymous person right now. And she's her music is really dope. The songwriting behind her album is amazing. And she has some good beats on her album. So she would be a good artist to work with. I definitely want to work with her.
Okay.
And then some, I think the equipment that I already use is fine. Like, or, a live orchestra. That would be great for like background. I love, that's one of my biggest dreams. Like, I think the closest that I've ever had was doing a hopefully this beat that I made goes to Ross, like I had some live instrumentation go in on this album. We had like every type of horn go in, live basses, live I think we had even a flugelhorn and a flute in it. So like this beat is crazy. So it was amazing. But yeah, that's I would like a live string orchestra come in. And some Henny on deck, and maybe a BBW like sitting there,
Wow, no.
Can a 250-pound woman come through and show some love? I mean,
I think so. I think we can make that work, man.
Yeah.
So all we're missing right now is the engineer.
Exactly. Oh, the engineer. Yeah. Like I would think I would have I think you talked to Matt Weiss. Did you talk?
No, I didn't talk to Matt Weiss, but I mean his name has been mentioned on here so many times.
Yeah. Matt Weiss he's crisp. He's definitely good. I would like to see my boy Jay Dunny, see what he could do as an engineer. Like he's well known in Philly as an engineer for like the hip hop scene.
Okay.
He's been working on a lot of PNB rock records. So
nice. Nice.
He's been underground and low key for a while, but he's been on a lot of projects.
Okay, man. Well, this sounds like a dope session, man. We got a live orchestra up in there. The artist, we got her. We got Ant-Man Wonder, who is just a phenomenal slap-on producer.
Yep.
And then we got as the engineer, your homeboy. What's his name?
Jay Dunny.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay Dunny.
Yeah,
shout out Jay Dunny. It's been
Dunny.
a while. I have to reach out to him.
Okay. And then for the random person, man, I guess we got a fine ass BBW.
Yeah, man. Like have a BBW. See?
Oh man, well that sounds dope, man. That sounds dope. What I'm gonna do when this interview is over, man, is I'm gonna look up her and I'm gonna have to take a listen to her and see what she sounds like now.
Yeah, man, check it out, man. She's definitely dope. Like she's dope, and like there's a lot of artists that I would love to work with, but like I think as a person who's up and coming, you know, like, and she's still raw like her. She's definitely a good ear to listen, to have.
All right, man. All right. Well, I want to know, what's your favorite song that you ever produced?
My favorite song that I never produced.
No, that you ever produced.
Oh, that I ever produced.
That you ever produced.
Okay. So I did this beat recently. It's actually recent. This beat called "Junkie Will Be Proud." So, so a while ago, Junkie sent me some crazy drums, and he messed up when he did that. Like he messed up. He really messed up when he did that, because he awoke in a new style in me. So
nice.
Like I was never like the aggressive beat maker. I never made like some like the crazy bounce like that. Like my thing was like kind of more like melodic, bass, but like I've been getting busy on drums lately. They'll tell you the guys have been proud of me on that.
Nice.
But yeah, like so I did this beat about a month ago, and we I sent it to Junkie, and I named it "Junkie Will Be Proud." And it starts off like it's just it's like really aggressive, and then it goes into like this this complete opposite like melody, the melody is like really smooth and R&B, and like somebody can really sing on it, and it's just like really smooth, and it goes right back into like it throws you right back into that aggressive like where you get that from? Like, why would you do that to me? So that was yeah, I think that's the best one. And Junkie, he listened to it and he said he's like, what are you doing over there? Like what are you doing? And he's he said he listened to it all day, and everybody loves it. It's a dope beat.
Wow. Well, I can't wait till the masses get a hold of it when you guys put an artist on it and let us hear it.
Yes, sir.
When it comes out, man, you got to let me know so I can know what to listen for.
I think I posted a snippet of it on Instagram. Like I definitely did that. Like if it's not on my page, it's on Junkie's page.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back and look for that, man. After I listen to her, I'm gonna check for that, man.
Check that out, man. Check that out.
Okay. Well, I want to know, what's an album besides one of your own that you recommend every producer listen to, and why?
Album that I recommend. Let's see. I would. That everybody. So yeah, it's all right. So like, how far back can I go?
As far as you want to go.
I can go. Okay. Okay. Definitely D'Angelo's last album.
Okay.
That one, like that one had, the mix on that was amazing. I think anything by Bilal, man. Like I don't know if you know, like Bilal, like he's a wild character.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, like that dude is so wild, man. Like and his sound is amazing. Like Philly, shout out to Philly, man, because we have a lot of talented musicians here.
No doubt.
I think for hip hop base, I think Rick Ross is like, to me, Rick Ross has it like as like being in like my age. As like, because I'm in my 30s, so like being my age is like, I think one of the best and one of the worst times of your life musically in hip hop, especially because it's a young man's game in hip hop.
Right.
but but you have the, like, being, 30 isn't that old, but
Right.
it's just, but you still, you still have the ear, like a lot of from your elders, so, like, I think that Rick Ross appreciates good production. Like, you
Yep.
can hear, like, his he brings this lavish sound, and he brings live instrumentation. That's why, I want to get a record with him so bad, because, like, I think that's what when I'm at my best is when I'm able to give that live sound. Like, I appreciate live bass, live strings, and nothing that sounds cheesy,
Right.
So
Dope, man.
I would definitely say anything by Ross, for hip hop.
Dope, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I think being a producer on a Rick Ross album just gives you that stamp of approval, because he's a great beat picker.
Yeah.
He knows how to pick beats. Some
Right.
artists can't do that. Some artists, they can just rap their ass off, but they're not good at picking beats. But that's not the case with him, man. He picks the best beats that cater his style, that are the best for him.
Yeah. And that's if you just want to kind of like, light one up and then just like sit back and catch a vibe. Like, he's very, like, he has a weird sound, but he's dope. Like, I love him. I love going to his shows. He's cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What was the first album that you recommended before Rick Ross? I can't remember.
Oh, D'Angelo.
That's right. His latest album.
Vanguard. Yeah. Like the mix. His mixes are great.
Okay. Nice. Well, thank you for those recommendations, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, I want to know, if you woke up tomorrow and you lost everything. Kind of sounds like you've already been here before.
Yeah, I've already been there, man.
All right, man. Well, you lost everything, including your contacts, everything except for your knowledge and $1,000. That's your contacts, your connection with Ratchet Gxds, everything. What would you do in the next 24 hours to get your career back up and going?
I would probably buy like a keyboard, man, like a keyboard that I can actually hear with speakers on it, and just keep my what I know, like my key game straight, because everybody needs like melodies on their tracks, like, so I can hustle the rest. Like, I can make sure that, I can be a work for hire. Like, that's what I work with, so many producers as just a work for hire, like just as additional keys. But, so I think I would just buy another keyboard and just, keep my keys tight. Everything else will come eventually after that.
That's what's up, man. I love that answer. That's a great answer right there, man. You got a skill. You keep developing that skill. You keep working on it, sharpening it, and eventually it'll pay off, man. With other people paying you to utilize your skills, or you just staying ready so that when you're able to make beats, you can, man. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Well, I want to know, when your career is all over and it's all said and done, man, what do you want your legacy to be? What will be the legacy of JFK?
I think I just want I want my legacy to be, it's close, man. It's just like, as long as I think my family kind of, has it a constant idea, like if my name is being mentioned in my family over again, it doesn't have to be like public. It doesn't have to be like all over, the world. Like I'm this, this legacy. But I think with me doing this, I'm the only person in my family doing this, by the way. Like, besides my cousin, but I think full-fledged, like, going at this. Like, so if I'm, if I make it big doing this, I just want my legacy to be known that everything, that nothing is impossible. Like everything you want, you can achieve. Like, listen, I'm a Navy veteran. I graduated from college, right before my 30s. If I want to get a Grammy, if I get a Grammy, man, like, listen, there's nothing you can tell me. I've traveled all over the world. I've skydived off of, out of a plane, at 15,000 feet. I've done a lot, man. So like if I can do all that, I want people to know that, and if they're seeing me, like my family especially, seeing me do this, over and over again, achieving, a goal after another goal after another goal. I just want them to know, like, hey, Jason did it, man. Like Jason, he didn't sit down for nothing. Like he kept it going, and he did everything that he wanted to do. So that's my version of legacy.
That's awesome, man. Wow. Yeah. Well, I think you started off by saying you're close. Not only are you close, but you're actually living it. I mean, just from some of the stories that you've told us already, man, being in the military and now carrying it out with the music, man, you're no doubt living your legacy. Oh, yeah. Thanks for serving us in the Navy, too, man.
Oh, no problem, man. It's my pleasure.
All right, man. What's the greatest piece of advice that you've ever received, and what advice would you have for all the producers listening today?
You said the greatest advice that I've ever received?
Yeah.
I would say, so I would probably say the both. I received advice from my mentor, Flem. He just told me, like, keep going, like don't, like, whatever your like your hang up is, or your if you're feeling down, like, you got to be able to, like, work, like, just like and get past it. Like, there's going to be some things that get in your way and you can't stop that. I get that, but don't fall so far back that, like, you can't get out that hole, like that sunken place. The same thing I'm going to say, like, I've been saying this for years, like, do not become stagnant. Do not let people around you tell you that you cannot do it. If they do tell you, and you feel like they're wrong, they probably are, and you just need to surround yourself with better people. Like, not better people, but people who have a different outlook, who can give you a second opinion. Like, I never like to see people give up on their dreams. I won't tell people that they should stop doing something if it's positive for their life. Like, I can't do that, like, because that's what I'm doing. What I look like telling you that you can't achieve your dreams if I'm trying to do it. Like, if it's positive and it's what you love to do. So I would never tell anybody to stop. To stop what they're doing if they love it. Like, keep going. Like, please just keep going.
Dope, man. Well, thank you for that advice, man. I'm definitely gonna take your advice. I hope that all the beat grinders do as well. And you're a living example of that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
You could have stopped doing music a long time ago, but you didn't. You kept at it. Even though you stopped making beats, you kept playing the keyboard, kept your skills sharp on the keys, and playing piano for other producers, man. And I just want to commend you for that, because you're living your dream.
Not just yet.
Yeah,
like, I got a lot of work
yet.
to do.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to tell you I got a lot of work to do. But like, I'm like, the fact that I'm going, and I'm like, there's no plans for me to stop.
That's dope. Well, thank you for that, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, man. Well, if you have any last words for the listeners, if you want to let us know what we need to be looking out for, what you got coming up next, how to be contacted, if you want to be contacted, man, here you go. Please let us know.
I won't give away too much on the Ratchet Gxds stuff, because we like to keep our stuff kind of secretive, as far as the next up and coming stuff. But as far as the stuff that's happening, like, of course, the 8-Bit Heroes. Once again, that's at machinemasters.com/shop. Also, if no one knows me out there, you can reach me at on Instagram at JFK_GXD. That's God, but that's GXD. Like, that's pretty much what I got for that. So.
Okay, man. Well, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
I'm sorry. Also,
no, go ahead.
Also, producers, like, a lot of producers been asking me for that. According to JFK, the second version that's coming soon too.
Okay. Well, I haven't even heard of the first version. Where can I find that?
That's on Machine Masters as well. Like, that's my my personal, like, we all have our personal kits, aside from the Ratchet Gxds.
Okay.
Like, we all
Well, which one should the beat grinders buy first?
Personal one. Sound Junkies got like 4 of them Johns in there.
Yeah.
Well, if you're talking to me, I would say you can grab mine. A J.
Okay, man. Well, I'm definitely gonna cop that.
According to JFK, he has Luke God as well. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming out and being on the show and definitely blessing us with your wisdom and your knowledge and your experiences, man, and giving us motivation for the week.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I had a great time.
Dope, man. Dope. Okay, Beat Grinders. Well, thank you for tuning in on another week and rocking with us. Me, Siren Beast, and JFK from the Ratchet Gxds. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in every week and being a part of this community. Also, subscribe, tell your friends, rate and review the show. It only helps the show grow. Really appreciate it. And once again, you've been mentored by another producer, and this time you've been mentored by JFK. See you guys. Have a great week. And as usual, keep grinding.
Peace.
Here at Beats Grinding Life, we want to thank you for listening to another episode. We want to know, what were your biggest takeaways from this interview? Just go to beatsgrindinglife.com and leave a comment on this episode's show notes page. Also, while you are there, go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just click the little button that says subscribe. If you could, please leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews are the best way to show your appreciation because it helps more people find out about the podcast. So until next week's episode, keep grinding.